What's Gucci? This is your boy Chikatet, aka Symmetry. You are tapping into the root of the symmetry. Actually, I almost forgot my intro. I just made it up. I'm here to help us connect, correlate, and communicate all of our infinite individuality so that we can get our spirituality popping in this reality. Specifically, our question today, if you cannot sort of guess from our environment, is why is hell hot? I'm totally kidding. It definitely has to do with water and not hell or fire. It's literally just specifically why is water important? And I'm going to extrapolate on that because this person was just sort of asking why should they drink water every day, and why water is important. And I'm going to mention how important it is based on darkness and how we can learn a lot about water from nature, basically. Specifically, how light and water interact. How when you are in water and there's no light, it's literally dark. So think about the ocean. Literally, the only way you can see in the water is if there is light from the sun going into the water. So we already know like water is darkness. But if we think about why it's really important, is going to be that it points at feeling. It represents the feeling. Feeling being two energy. So two energy is about polarity. This is why water is formless yet has form. Because this, what I'm in, what I'm chilling in, is even though it's quite warm, is not actually water. This is air. I can't. Yeah, I almost killed myself. I can't breathe that air because it's denser than the air that I've created a body to connect to. So the whole point of water is to connect us to whatever reality we've chosen to create a body in at that moment. So I, as a human, I have chosen to breathe less dense water that we call air. There are entities that breathe space, which is even lesser dense water. And then we actually have sea creatures, which, because of gills and other things, mainly gills, they can breathe actual water. So the whole point of water is that it keeps us connected. So when we think about water inside of ourselves and feeling, how we feel is a representation of how we connect with ourselves as spirits. So if you as a spirit don't feel like connecting with yourself, then it's about to be a huge thing as to why and how that's about to affect the way that you're connecting with everybody else. Because if you're feeling like you don't want to connect with yourself, then whatever feelings that you have in your body of water that you're running away from, you're only going to bring to other people. So this is where it's really important to mind your water and make sure that it's not actually toxic or full of poisons, right? Make sure that you actually feel a high vibration about yourself. Because that's where we just covered worship in a Cosmic Conversations and how worship is you giving your water away. Anytime you're worshiping something, you are giving your water, your subconscious mind, to that object. And it doesn't really matter what it is in that case, but you are nurturing it with your liquid. That being said, if you don't nurture yourself, you're not about to nurture the object that you're giving your negativity to. Now, that thing will still benefit from it because it's all water. Water is positive and negative. This is the wisdom of how all life comes from water. Because you can't really create a reality. You cannot create life. You can't create a system or anything circular based purely in desire. The spirit itself is desireless. So if the spirit feels like expressing itself, it's now the balance of desirelessness and desire. And the best shape to sustain that is a circle. So this is why we have the water cycle, and everything in water is circles, because it just represents how a spirit is balancing the infinite ways it goes from its desires to not having desires, and like the feelings associated with balancing out its desires. Um, so I mean that's really the main reason why water is important. So to this person specific question, when they're talking about drinking water is important because it literally is what your body runs on. But I get why you're asking me spiritually. If your body is supposed to be 70% water, it shows that your body, your human body, it functions on being connected to this simulation. And this is why drinking water and breathing air are the two things that connect us. And they're both kind of the same but different. Breathing is a constant thing, whereas water is a constant thing, but we don't really get hydrated too much through the air. So that's more of a physical, not as laborious thing. Like, I can fast, I can drink, I can go without drinking water for a solid 3 days before I definitely really need that. You're not about to see me fast without air ever. You're just not. You're not about to see me fast without breathing. That's just not about to be a thing. So breath is everything because breath is really water. Is what keeps us connected. Water just expounds upon that. So that's why it's important to not only drink water, but program your water with the proper vibrations that you desire to feel on a frequent basis. So when we talk about frequency, that's your spirit. That's the space that you inhabit. And your vibration is how you feel about that space. So your frequency is your idea that is expressed from your space, and your vibration is all the feelings around that idea. And that's where your vibration is frequently expressing your frequency, your idea, and it's constantly going around that. And it's important to have the highest vibration so that you can cultivate the highest idea and just be in the vibration of freedom for the most part. Because this is why Bruce Lee says, be like water. Water is free. Water molds to its environment constantly so that it can reflect. So this is why water is the relatable element. Water is there to teach you about yourself based on how you reflect in it, how you feel about it, letting it speak to you, letting you kind of realize why are you connected to this body of water in the first place, because then it's only bodies of water inside of bodies of water inside of bodies of water. And that's just where you'll have to realize it's all water, aka it's all a vibration, because it's all nothingness feeling like creating life with other individuals. So if you don't feel like creating life in this simulation, or you don't feel like creating life with the cells in your body, you don't feel like giving your body what it needs to create life inside of you, then don't drink water. That's cool. But I mean, when we're talking about, what actually represents our feelings and keeps us connected to the spirit, it's water. This is why it's so important to listen and reflect on everything you experience, because that's going to be your spirit speaking to you through your subconscious, instead of acting very impulsively or thinking like you've already got it, just based on your conscious desires or your conscious awareness at that time. So that's what I do like about physical reality. It's essential for us, and this is what dreams are about. Dreams being water. Dreams are specifically the time when we reflect on physical reality, and then we get to ground just the infinite everything here in the physical, so that we can sort of handle it at a slower pace, process it better in our dreams and everything. Um, so when people are running away from their darkness, when people want to be filled up by light, um, yeah, filled up by something that will make their darkness go away, it's they want their feelings overtaken by a different thought. So that's spirits who don't like their own feelings, and they don't like feeling the way that they feel. So they need a Holy Spirit or some outside light, just someone else to create something that they can latch onto and will make them feel comfortable. So that's where you get like my tablets talking about it's important to meditate on light and let the light fill you, because light is darkness is but the absence of light, because darkness is ignorance. That's white supremacy working its hardest to make you hate yourself, make you hate your feelings, make you hate the reason why you connected to the simulation in the first place, so that you'll feel like you should connect to them instead, connect to the things that they made up, when you should very well just make up your own religion and your own heaven and your own earth like this. It takes understanding that water is life to do that. So I'm about to melt into this water and yeah, create some life. I'll see you. You'll see me. If you can't see me, it's because I'm not air, I'm water. Then I'll feel you. Gang, gang.